to have him now.
And from high bars to crossbars, Cade York is back in Cleveland, guys. Jay, this was your friend. This was your guy.
He was my bestie.
You had invested a lot of stock in Cade York.
I did.
It did not work out. Dustin Hopkins came in last season and had a tremendous season kicking for the Browns. It's a future reserves deal. There's no kicking competition in camp. But what were your initial thoughts to hearing the Browns had brought back Cade York?
Jay texted me and said, Project Stockpile.
Yeah, that's pretty much what it is. Look, I like the deal, but we have our kicker. You're right. There's no competition. But what we've learned, and we learned it firsthand last year, kickers get hurt too.
Yes, they do.
Kickers get hurt too. And I think it was a way for the Browns to show to Cade York, we still believe in you. Mm-hmm. And other teams should still believe in you too. My hope is he lands a job. He's good enough. He's got the skill set to be a kicker in the NFL. That is not debatable. Mm-hmm. Does he have it up here? And I think sometimes when teams believe in you, it's easier to go out and perform.
So I think that when you add a player to the roster, I think that there has to be mutual interest, right? Because when we seen this news, the first thing we talked about was, well, why would the Browns bring him back? But if you look at it from Cade York's perspective, he was cut from 3 different practice squads last year, and we are in free agency. So clearly nobody was calling his agent, and maybe Cade York couldn't find a job to where, it's got to be a humbling thing to go back to the team that drafted you, cut you, and for a fact that they have a kicker that's going to be their place kicker
it's
for
his
the
way,
season.
It's his way to keep his board piece on the monopoly.
He got to keep himself relevant.
Yeah, that's what he's doing.
And that's what he's doing.
And I think I think it was a wise move by the Browns to give him that opportunity. They don't want to see him fail either.
And I think on top of it, you had a situation where last year the Browns went through something where they was looking like a inner city school with no kicker. You look like Ted Ginn going for 2 every time. Come on, man. Look, what are you gonna do? Now they're like, listen, how often do you have your punter and your kicker injured? Where you're like, well, we can't just add these dudes to the roster.
Right.
So they was like, yeah, let's go get a guy with stockpile, bring him on, and Cade York's back in town. You know where everything is at. But
does anyone here think he'll ever have a chance to
kick
in the NFL again?
I was going to ask you. I was going to say, does he have a chance to kick? Will he kick in a game for the Browns next year?
Barring an injury, no.
No, but he will.
But I do think he will kick in the NFL again.
He will kick in this league, and it wouldn't surprise me if he's good. Listen, he was good when he was in college, right?
Right. Yeah.
And he got to the NFL. You have early success. You hit a 59, 60-yard game winner in your first career game.
I think it was a franchise record, wasn't it?
And it's like, those are the things that boost your confidence. But then he went through a whirlwind, right? He went through some adversity, and he's still trying to find his place in this league. He's going into his, 3rd year?
So be his third.
Second
yeah,
he didn't
play. He didn't play last year at all.
Year.
Yeah, so I mean,
but he didn't play at all last year.
The future is still really, really bright for this dude.
I mean, he's only missed like 10 kicks in his
8
life.
kicks in
24 of 32. He's missed 10 kicks in total.
In total. 10 kicks. That's kind of crazy to think like the world is over. I missed 10 kicks out of all these.
Someone's going to need a kicker. Someone's going to sign him. He's going to make a roster. It has to be in the right situation. And, look, he had some big-time kicks in college. And he won a national championship. He's played at the highest level in college. We'll see what happens, but I think he'll kick again in the NFL.
You know how they say sometimes it's not what you do, it's how you do it? The fact that he's only missed 8 kicks in his career, it's not the fact that he's missed kicks. It's the kicks that he's missed at the time that he's missed them.
Another saying I love that goes in step with that, it's not what happens to you, it's how you respond to what happens to you. And clearly, kickers are mental. It's like a golfer that gets the yips when he's putting. One bad putt leads to another bad putt, which leads to 2 more bad putts. Then you have the yips. He had the yips as a kicker. I've seen kickers and golfers come out of the yips. It can be done, but it has to happen here. His body is fine. It's up here. He has to become stronger mentally. I hope he has. I'm sure he's done work on that. And I'd love to see him kick again in the league and have success. Just not for the Steelers, the Bengals, or the Ravens.
There you go.
All right, that's going to do it.